Hello everyone, it's Matt here and welcome to a special video here on Matt's Brick Railroad Works, and this video is all about the Brick Model Railroader 52-foot gondola. Now obviously you can build two models with this kit. You can build the Bethlehem gondola or the Pennsylvania G31 American Car and Foundry version, and I actually have a model of each here at the front. And as you can see, the kit can actually be built with the tailgate at either end, either built up or built closed. On all four of my models, it's a choice of either both gates up or both gates down. I might change it in the future if I choose to have a slightly different load on them, possibly such as a pipe load, where it might extend beyond the end of the car. But at the moment they're built like this. And the reason they're arranged in this form is because you have both the Pennsylvania version here as well as the Bethlehem version here, and then you've also got the same repeater at the back, although these are just both Bethlehem versions, both with the tailgate down and then the tailgate up to mirror in effect what's at the front. So first things first, these are all built from the same instructions. They're all built mostly with decals available from Brick Model Railroader themselves. The only exception being this car here, which is the new York, New Haven and Hartford. That's actually a custom set of decals made for me by OK Brickworks, who actually also do the manufacturing for Brick Model Railroader's own decals as well. So to get back to basics, these are all four cars I'm ever going to build of the gondola. I might change tack and build a fifth one possibly at a later date, but for my most intent interests, these are the only four I'm actually going to build. Starting off with the oldest one here, this is actually the oldest one I've built. You can actually probably tell that from the dust. I haven't dusted these at all. And this one is actually for the Sheffield Lug. This is actually a lug car. Sheffield Lug no longer exists. It was actually absorbed into Brickish, or merged, depending on which way you look at it, but you took the Brickish, kept the Brickish name. So we've got the Sheffield Lug one here. The second one to be built is actually this one, which was the New Haven Railroad one. This was finished at the sort of tail end of last week. And then you've got these two cars, the Reading car and the Pennsylvania car. They were both actually finished last night. In terms of actual thing, and the only thing that was actually done last night was actually just the bogie detailing. The rest of the cars are all complete, with the exception of a couple of parts that need colour swaps because I don't have any black for the underframe, and then there was also a minor issue with the Reading gondola missing a part of the decals, which is going to be sorted soon. So obviously I just thought some of you might like to have a look at these. I'm actually going to sort of show you the brick load itself, because the brick load is actually not fixed into the car at all. And if I can actually do this right, I might have to take part of the end off here. So I've got the end back on, and that's not quite in, there we go. And this is actually the brick load. It's really simple. It's just a couple of bricks to add height and to add a bit of strength, then a layer of plates, then a layer of these 1x2 tiles. There's a total of 100 and something on here. I did work it out at one point, or it's something like that. It's a very large number. Took several orders to actually complete, because not many people actually had a loss of 1x2 tiles, but that's it complete. The slug gondola has the I-beam load, and the I-beam load is actually using decals actually included with the gondola kit if you buy it, as far as I'm aware. And the I-beam instructions are actually a load that you can actually build from instructions included in the gondola instruction book. The other two loads you can build are a pipe load, which actually extends out beyond the end of the car, in which case you'd have one end up and one end down, and the other one is actually a sort of girder bridge side, and again that can actually be done with the ends up. So you have a choice of both ends down, like this one for the I-beam load, one end up and one end down for the pipe load, and then both ends up for the sort of like I-beam bridge section load. And you can actually obviously do custom loads beyond this. I've obviously done this brick load from a brick factory. You can also do possibly ballast, because obviously with a nice open top like this, this is actually perfect to load onto spoil, ballast and other loose material, where a hopper car with its extra height possibly would work as a disadvantage to maintenance of way trains or other such installations where a hopper height might cause loading difficulties. And obviously, being a gondola with flattenable ends, as you can see on this model, it actually works in benefit if you're transporting vehicles as well, because you can actually lower the end and then drive vehicles onto it. There is evidence to support the use of gondolas as vehicle carriers. I did actually send one to Glenn Holland, who's one half of the BMR team, and that was actually an Army GMC 3-axle truck, and I think it was another 2-axle truck behind it with a covered bed. So there is evidence to sort of suggest you can actually use these as vehicle carriers. How far you'd possibly want to take that is up to you. The flat car is obviously a much better and much more realistic example of this. So I just thought I'd share with you these completed models. These are actually the first type of brick model railroader car I've actually built all the examples I want to build of. The tank cars, there's at least another, I'd have said 3 or 4 in the pipeline. I want to do at various planning stages. Box cars I've actually only built 2, and there's at least another 2 on the workbench of some description. One's going to be a brick model railroader decaled car, the other one's going to be a slightly extended version of one, and that's going to be an extended 50-foot version of the PS1. There's another version which is going to be a Lind liquefied gas boxcar. For those of you who are aware of that, that's going to take some while to do, so that's not going to be done soon. Cabooses, I'm going to want to build a 3rd caboose. I'm not sure what it is going to be, which railroad for yet, but I'm probably going to build a 3rd one of those. And then flat cars, I've actually still got a couple to build in there and finish off, and it's just a lot of little bits and pieces like that. So I just thought I'd show these 4 gondolas off and show you what you can do with them. So what I will do is I'll actually show these off one by one to the camera. So this is the Pennsylvania version, as you can see here, with the nice Pennsylvania lettering. I think it was on this side, yeah, you've got, I didn't do the decals quite right there, so that side is probably a little bit better. Then we also have the Reading version, which I've actually shown off to the Modeller's Life podcast fan group, and on the reverse side is actually where we've got a bit of missing decal there, which needs to be resolved. Then we have the Sheffield lug version, so you have the Sheffield lug name there, and then Steelworks and Foundry to actually make it look like a realistic gondola with the I-beam Bethlehem steel load with the logo there. And then obviously you got your Slug 2017, because this is actually a lug car. So the first lug car I built was actually a box car for Brick Central lug, and that has the number 2016. Sheffield lug has 2017, and then obviously 2018 and 2019 possibly don't have cars yet. And quite interesting, there's actually one here for GB, which is purely ironic, but GB is just like a modelled version, if you like, so GB exists there. And then lastly, by no means leastly, we have the New Haven decorated example. So I have taken a few liberties with the New Haven example. Gondolas for the New Haven, generally speaking, were 40-foot and in black. I've taken a bit of a liberty and had this nice 50-foot version in brown. So you've got the calligraphy logo here on the right hand side, the New Haven logo on the left hand side, your capacity and technical data there, some more technical data here, and also your new badge as well, and then the model type there. And then obviously we have the end decals, and then it's obviously the same at the far side. So that's it for these models. Hopefully you're going to like them as much as I do, and I actually can't wait to take these to an exhibition and run them as a possibly a unit train, or possibly just to show off and sort of go, this is what Brick Model Railroader can do, and you know, hopefully other people can, you know, appreciate the craftsmanship and effort to get these built, because there are quite complex cars. They look quite simple, certainly from the outside perspective, but once you get into the actual fine detail work and everything else, it does get quite complex. As a final point, some of you might be wondering as to the radius of this track. This is a combination of radius 104 brick track on the outside, that's actually been fully ballasted, and then you've got some R88 tricks bricks track on the inside, which has the ballast but not the ties. You can sort of tell if I pull these card here that you've got the tile sleeper detail here represented by these black 1x1 and 1x4 tiles, and then you've got none of that on this. This was just been ballasted. So that's it for this special video on the Matt Brick Railroad Works channel, and hopefully I'll see you in another video coming up at a later date. So that's it for now, and see you later.